Hello everyone from Senior Vitality, this is Jannell from Community Tech Network, and welcome back to our channel. Today I'll be showing you how to search for different things on the World Wide Web using something called a browser. I'll explain a bit about what browsers are, and also teach you how to use one of them. Okay, so let's get started. So before I, teach you guys how to go and use a browser, I want to show you some different examples of browsers and talk about what those are. So web browsers are software applications that allow you to access the internet and look for information on the World Wide Web. These are just different examples of some browsers. Your iPad does come with one. It's called Safari. And I like using Safari, but you are definitely able to download different browsers using the App Store. These are just a few. Google Chrome, Firefox, DuckDuckGo. There are others out there. But today I'll be using Safari, and I will teach you how to use that one. Okay, so go ahead and find Safari. It looks like a blue compass with red and white dials. So once you found it, go ahead and tap it. And scroll up here. Okay, so once you open up Safari, you will find something displaying below here. I want you to ignore whatever you see below here. What I'm going to show you is what's along the top. If you don't see this bar along the top, then you might need to, you're probably maybe looking at somewhere down here below the screen. So you'll need to brush your finger up against this so that it reveals this top menu you have right there. Okay. So if you're seeing something here, it's probably because you were looking at a particular website, actually, whether or not you knew it. Here you could see that I was looking at different news things, right? Some of you might have not used this at all, and so you maybe see more of a blank page like this. But like I said, regardless, I just want you guys to see what's on the top. That would be 2 arrows, a bookmark or book icon, a gray bar that may or may not have text in it, a share box, a plus sign, and then 2 squares. So I'll be showing you how to use this web portal to search for things on the internet. I'm going to first point your attention to that gray bar that's along the top. That is a place for you to put in a web address, which is the name of a website, or search for any generic information by putting in some keywords to help you find that piece of information. So in this first example, I'm going to show you how to use the address bar to go to a specific website by putting in a web address. So once you see that gray search bar, go ahead and tap it in the middle. Your keyboard will come up. Now, if you had text in there, it is probably selected in blue. But in whatever case, you can hit that X arrow icon on the top right-hand corner of your keyboard to erase whatever's in there. You want it to be empty and clean, and you might only see this search or enter website name. Okay, so this is good for me. So I will now begin to type in the name of the website. We're going to go to the Curry Senior Center website together, and that would be curryseniorcenter.org. Okay, so I will spell that out. C-U-R-R-Y, and no spaces, SENIORCenter dot, which is below the question mark signal, So it should read curryseniorcenter.org, no spaces. And now you might be wondering, why didn't you put www. in front of all of that? Well, this browser knows that I am searching the World Wide Web when I start to type things like this. So it will automatically do it for me. It's not really necessary. So I'm going to hit go on my keyboard. And if I typed it correctly, which it seems I did, it would take me directly to the website. Okay, so let's do one more practice, but let's go into youtube.com this time. So we'll do the same thing. We'll go and tap on the bar, which currently should say curryseniorcenter.org. It selected the text in blue, and I'm going to hit my backspace button, which is again that arrow with the X in the middle, until it's all gone, and I see it's all gone. Okay, so I will go to youtube.com next. YOUTUBE dot or period COM. So it should say youtube.com, again, no spaces. Hit go on your keyboard once you're there. And there it is, youtube.com. Okay, so that was just an example of using the search bar along the top to get to a specific website that we know. Now you can also use the search bar to look up other kinds of information. And you don't have to type in a website to get there. In fact, what this search bar will help you do is give you a list of different websites, different images, anything that has to do with your search to provide you access to the different pieces of websites or web pages that have the information that you need. So I'll show you what I mean. I will tap on the search bar where it currently says youtube.com. And I will erase it again with the backspace button. So say for example, I just wanted to look up different kinds of flowers. So I could type that in, flowers. Once I type flowers in, I notice that there are different kinds of results that show up along the bottom. Generally, it will, if I hit go, from at least what I notice, I'm not sure if maybe this is just an error, but what I notice is that if I just hit go, it will take me to that first result. But you want to pay attention to this section of Google search. Safari works with Google to bring you to different result lists, so I'm going to tap that first one. It just says flowers. So it brings me to the website called google.com, which is a website that helps you search for the information that you looked up. And anything having to do with the word flowers will show up, and I can scroll up this page, find different images, stores, websites, all kinds of things. Anything on the World Wide Web that will come up with flowers. So this is how you begin to look at different web pages. Anything in blue, really, is a website. So see this one? I could tap on that and it would bring me to this website. Okay. Now I'm going to bring your attention to something up here along the top left-hand side. It's an arrow that's pointing to the left. If I wanted to go back to where I was before, I can just hit that left arrow to go back. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that. It should take me to, yes, this page here. This is where I was. So always feel free to use those arrows. If it's in blue, that means it's accessible to use. It will take you back and forth between different pages that you've been on. Okay, so let's do one more search this time. Again, using that top bar, you will tap where it currently says flowers. I'm going to erase what you have. And let's be a little bit more specific with our search this time. We did a very generic search just now, but what if I typed in more specific things? I could ask a question, for example. I can ask, where is Jamaica? I just thought of this random thing. Where is Jamaica? So as I'm typing, again, it is guessing what I'm about to say. And so there it is. Where is Jamaica? So I'm going to tap that. Because of my search, it dealt with a particular location. It gave me a map result. And much, much more. And again, these are all different websites that I can touch and find different pieces of information on about Jamaica. Okay, so that was how to basically use that search bar right there. Since it does take you to google.com, you're free to also use this search bar there. So say I am looking through different websites, and there's one that I know I will visit often. There's a way to save the website onto Safari so that you can easily access it again. That's called making a bookmark. So, for example, I'm just going to use this one as an example. Say I want to save this page. Then what I can do, these will involve a few steps. First thing I want to do is save this onto my bookmark page. So I'm going to show you along the top right here. There are the other icons, right? There is an icon that looks like a box with an arrow pointing out. So I will tap that one. Okay. It pulls down this menu here. And there it says Add Bookmark. Again, this is a way for me to easily access this website and save it. So I will tap Add Bookmark. And then I will hit Save. Okay, so I hit Save and it seems like nothing happened. But actually it just saved it to where my bookmarks are located. You see that book icon right there? That's what that is. That's where you could find something like bookmarks. So you tap there. This comes up. It brought me to something called History that will show you all of your different searches in the past. I'm going to tap on the book. That would be where my bookmarks are. And there it is. My Jamaica Wikipedia search that I just saved. So this might be a way for you to easily visit websites that you will look at quite often, or maybe, just a quick way to also save something that you want to read for later. Right, before I close it out, just want to mention, if I wanted to go to these websites, I would just tap them. So for example, say I wanted to visit Medline Plus, would tap that and it will bring me to the website here. Okay, so that was just a quick way. I'm going to tap on that bookmark icon to close out that menu so I could see this in my full screen. Okay. So far I've covered how to use that search bar, what those arrows are for, what that book icon is for, how to use the share icon in order to save a bookmark. And now I want to also show you how to use that plus sign and those two boxes. What are those for? Okay, so that plus sign there, if I tap it, it brings me to this blank looking page. So what did it do? It actually opened up something called a new tab. What is a tab? A tab looks like this. It's these different rectangles that are along the top with different titles. A tab is a way for me to open up a new web page or do a new search for a particular website without closing or getting rid of what I had just looked for. So this is really helpful for me if I, say, wanted to keep reading my Medline Plus thing, but just for a quick moment I wanted to search up something else, for example. So nothing much is different here. There's a search bar and I can use it to look up whatever I want. Like flowers again. I can hit the new tab again, and many times over it will just keep making this list very longer. All of these list of tabs there. Now if you wanted to close your tabs, or maybe you have so many and you just cannot really touch it or see what's in there, that's where that last icon is. That's where that comes in. So go ahead and touch those two squares. The squares represented different pages or the different tabs that you've opened up. So these are all of the tabs that I have. It's good to close these out. Otherwise, if you have too many tabs open, then your browser might start to be a bit slower. So the way that you can close these out is just by trying to hit the X's on the far left-hand corners, or you can swipe them to the left like so and get rid of each one. And it will just open up that last one that you had left. Okay, so that was using Safari. I hope that was helpful for you. In the next lesson, I will be going over internet safety and giving you some tips about how to search the internet in a safe manner. So that was it on Safari, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that video and that it was helpful. All right, take care. Bye-bye.